Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Welcome,
Hi.
welcome, welcome. It is Sunday night, and that means we're going to run another session of Like Clockwork, our actual play in the world of Collinsworth's Clockwork Circus, my graphic series that is slowly but surely coming along. Uh, we're going to be working on issue 3 now. A lot of people are getting their issue 2s. Those are coming in the mail for a lot of folks. I still don't have a physical copy of issue 2. So if you have a physical copy of issue 2, you have gotten it before I have, and I wrote it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am absolutely serious. But that's just the way it goes because, things got to get mailed here, there, everywhere. Stuff's got to come in, then it's got to go here. And then, it's a whole thing. Um, but that said, before we get into everything, we're going to go. Oh, just a quick note Sin is not here tonight. They are experiencing some technical Wi Fi difficulties in their home. And that is absolutely fine. We've got something for them. So with that, we're going to go around the horn real quick and just see quickly what everyone's got. How's the power washing going there, Joey?
Danny, I thought you'd almost forget to ask. Oh man, so I still stream now. Sorry, I have something that I do now. But we were power washing today because I was playing Power Wash Simulator. It was great. I had a great time, and you should join if you like small ASMR streams such as that, and or if you really like to see Danny really mad, you should definitely join because he was absolutely
Were you doing
horrendously
the
off-put.
were you doing the carousel?
game.
Is that what it was? Was it
I
the
was getting-
carousel level?
No, it was not the carousel. I was getting side comments the entire time on my Twitch chat from Janny being like, "Why don't you just do this in real life? This is like that $100,000 business, and you're doing it on the computer for free." And I'm like, "No, not for free. I paid to do this. It's a game you buy on Steam." So I then saw a 15-minute video of how to start a power washing business stuck in my inbox, and that was from Danny. So if you'd like to see Danny upset, come to my stream.
That's a kid. That's a kid who started his business at he spent like 15 grand to buy the stuff, and 2 years later, it's a multi-million-dollar business. He's like 21. Come on now.
You could interact with that in my chat when I stream. How lucky would you be?
We also talked about Discworld.
Discworld, the Theory of Angels. There's a lot of random chats that we have, but that's the fun of it.
It's a good time. Yeah. So Joey's got a stream. He's on there from time to time, so you can check it out. It's what's it called?
It's eggheaded_games. I can post it if I'm allowed to do that.
You may do that.
Well, thank you. I don't know. Spelling is tough. But there you go. Thanks. That's all I got, though.
In case
he
Danny
frozen?
just froze.
Oh no, I was wondering.
I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't okay.
Is it happening? Is it the apocalypse?
It's happening again, everyone. Elizabeth, let's go to you. What's up in your world?
Absolutely nothing.
Wrong, lie.
I would like you to roll fancy ground clothes. So you can't roll anything.
I can't roll anything. I was on original box set earlier today for Ravenloft. And we play whenever we get a chance. I will be on Tuesday, I will be on Lucas G Variety playing the Yellow Ranger. On Wednesday, I will be back here because I live here now as another ranger. That's about it for me, I think. And Friday, I will be on Wall of the Worlds.
There's a day
That's
before
also a
Friday,
thing.
though. Interesting.
On Thursday, I will be on Gen Con TV running Blades in the Dark one shot.
So everyone should tune in to twitch.tv/GenConTV for Elizabeth's GenCon TV GMing premiere. She's gonna rock it, and it's gonna be a fun cast. It's gonna be a fun show, and she's amazing. So support her, please.
I had all of my players before I even said yes that I would do it.
Yeah,
she was like, "Don't worry about it. We have all of the players for you."
She was like, what if no one comes? What if no one signs up? What if no one likes it? And I'm like, girl, Streamathon, you were the first game that sold out. Like, everyone's gonna love it. It's Blades in the Dark. Who doesn't love Blades in the Dark?
So that's where I will be on Thursday, running that.
Busy
And
week.
oh, it is early. It's really busy. I have so starting on Friday, I have games, at least one game a day straight through until next Sunday.
That's a
Life
lot.
is hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's gonna be fun because I get to play with all of my friends, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, next in our line here is John. What's going on in your world, John?
Hi. Before I talk about my world, are our cameras straight? Because I know
Nope.
any
Not even
flickered
close.
in and out. I would love to give that a second so our cameras can be straight first.
Now they're straight.
Yay! How ironic coming from me. Um, it's a yes, I know. It's a very. So I have really good news, but it's also kind of a bittersweet week. As a queer person, I've been watching the news coming out of Tennessee, where they have banned essentially all drag performances, and the news out of Florida was really upsetting this morning. So that's the kind of the bitter stuff that I'm grappling with as a human. But as the other part of John having happy news, um, for the Power Ranger podcast, the episodes that come out every Friday morning in all the Alternative Archives. Episode 9 came out last week, and so we're kind of in the back half of the end of the first season, and season 2 is currently being recorded to be released. I'm not sure when. But Becoming Mighty and Morphin has been a wonderful treat and joy, and we're going to be having a cast party at the end of March that people can tune into. It'll be live on Twitch, and they can ask us questions. So that's a bit of a TBA, but there'll be a cast party. It'll also be on Wednesday nights. Every the Wednesday coming, there'll be a new cast of Power Rangers because Power Rangers Centurion, which is my baby that I've been working on for a little bit of while in the Power Rangers universe, is coming to every other Wednesday night. We'll be going us and then Shadowrun Denver and then us Shadowrun Denver for however long it happens. And Isabeth is going to be in that stream, and it's going to be really cool. Yeah. Then I have kind of big news, which is very exciting. I was accepted into an MFA program for this upcoming fall for writing, and I'm very excited to say I will be living in the Chicago area for 2 years if Chicago will have me. And so that's very exciting news. It's really cool to get to. What was really cool in the interview is I got to talk to them about tabletop gaming as a form of theater where the audience gets to participate. And what I love about REM is that when you're in the audience, you can participate by doing inspiration and bits and things like that. So I'm excited to continue that in Power Rangers Centurion. I'm excited to see it in Well of the Worlds on Friday. And I'm excited to see it on Tuesdays when Hellslayer starts in April because that got pushed back a little bit, but it is coming in April. Yeah, it's really cool to see, even though Shadowrun's moving over to the Shadowcasters Network YouTube page, kind of, it's still here, it's still present. It's still very much a part of what we do here at RAM. But yeah, I badgered them so much they let me have a Power Ranger live stream. It's great. It's everything you want. Ironically, the one time I could run a Power Ranger stream is during Streamathon, which player signups are happening now, and Isabeth going to be running Blades in the Dark for that. I'm going to be running a ghost hunting stream that's like a modded Power Ranger styled game called Destination Investigation. So if you're into supernatural or ghost hunting, come do the live stream, the Streamathon signups. You don't have to have any experience. Lots of different types of games. One of them is Raccoon Sky Pirates, where you play raccoon. There's lots of really cool high fantasy. Derek and Bex are going to be doing Cthulhu Confidential to show you a game where you don't need a group of people. You can just do two. And I don't know what else we can say from the Streamathon, but we have some really cool stuff coming up. We'll have prizes again, and that's going to be coming up 4:29 to 4:30. So if you're not able to play, we'd still love to have you in the audience. It's 2 days of fun going all the way from Avernus on Saturday morning to like Clockwork on Sunday. So yeah, it's going to be super cool. I'm super excited about all the streams we've got going on, and I will be playing Blades in the Dark. I submitted my application. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
I'm excited to have
Awesome.
you.
Yes.
Next up
Like you can
is
get
oh,
revenge for
go ahead.
making me cry. You can get revenge for me making you cry during the Power Ranger podcast this
Oh, I
past
will.
week. Yeah.
Next up is Alex. How are you doing, Alex? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, so took a little trip up to Lake Geneva, celebrated, the birthplace of D&D for my 10th wedding anniversary with my husband who's also a giant gamer. So it was fantastic and wonderful and I got to buy a book that Gary Gygax owned. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And they're just like, "Yes, for like 40 bucks." I'm like, "That's vastly undervalued." Wait, oh, okay, give me that. So I was like, "This 5 years, you guys might want to whatever." I just was like, give it to me. That's fine. So super, super great time. If you guys are up in the Lake Geneva area, you should definitely check out just a tiny little museum for the history of D&D.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thomas, how are things in your world?
Things in my world are doing okay. I'm here to be Flynn for a little while, still longer, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be fun. Other than that, I'm busy doing a tech thing right now, so I'll pass the buck to the next person.
Hey, well, that's me. Um, Gosh, yeah, things have been busy. I'm back visiting the US for a few weeks. I will be in Ohio for 2 weeks, in Chicago for a week, and in Lake Geneva for a convention. So I will be at GaryCon. If you're going to be there, oop, my earbud fell out. Look for the pink hair, say hello, and yeah, so that's going to be some exciting stuff over the next month. Um, Really exciting news from the REM front is we are partnered with Sonic Realms. They are going to be taking over and managing our podcasting network. And they do really cool stuff. They do highly edited and cinematic style actual plays that are very like radio play kind of feel to them. Um, and they have real audio engineers doing the work on it. So tons of music and sound effects and really cool narration and stuff like that. So you should check them out. Um, but Alternia archives aren't going anywhere. That's just going to fall under their branch now, which is very exciting. So pros doing pro stuff. We all are going to just be better together. So really exciting stuff. And in terms of Kickstarters, we've got a lot happening. So we've got Subversion is still live right now. So it's kickstarter.com/ let me see if I have a bang command for it. Subversion. Hey, David Carroll. That's one of my best friends from college. Hi, I miss you. I'm in Ohio right now. I don't know how you have that timing, but I am. Um, let's do something. He's in Cincinnati, which is very far, but still. So Subversion is a cyberpunk fantasy tabletop RPG by Opti of the Shadowcasters Network, and he writes for Shadowrun and stuff like that. So it's a really cool RPG about building up community, which is awesome, and it's doing really well. It's at $44,000, and out of the 10,000 that was our funding goal. So check that out. Additionally, at the end of March, we have Exit Vector coming, which is going to be an aerial combat miniatures game that is system agnostic. So you can add that in for Shadowrun or any game that you need some air riggers and roto drones and all that kind of fun stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. And that one, let's see if my team has all of this covered. I bet they do. Exit Vector. Oh, maybe I have to do one word. Exit vector. We'll see. Okay, I'll get you guys the link. But in addition to that, in April, we'll be launching the Well of the Worlds Kickstarter, which is compatible with Prowlers and Paragon's system. And it's a new setting that is based off Isekai portal fantasy. So you go into a portal, come out in a different world, and realize that you have some powers that you didn't have before. So really cool fantasy world. So you can check that out as well. That is from Mobius Worlds Publishing. And we'll be, as John said, we'll be doing a live stream come April as well for it. So you can check it out yourself. And
March.
in 2.5 weeks,
It
it
starts.
got, is it March still?
No, it
Mhm.
starts on Friday. So Hellslayer, which is the Tuesday, got pushed back
Oh,
to
Hellslayer's moving.
April. Well, the Worlds is starting up. So this whole next week is like you get Centurion on Wednesday, you get Well the Worlds on Friday, and then Well the Worlds will be every other week. So the weeks we have Power Rangers Centurion will be the same week. You get Well the Worlds
John,
on Friday.
John knows everything. I just work here. That's all. But yeah, so and then we have in 2.5 weeks, Battletech Mercenaries is going live. So that's going to be on Kickstarter as well. It's by Catalyst Game Labs. Tons of new minis, maps, all kinds of cool stuff are going to be available. It's going to be, I think, their biggest Kickstarter yet. Their last Kickstarter did, I think it was $2.4 million, and this one, like their audience has grown by like I think it's quadrupled. So it's going to be a massive Kickstarter. Don't want to miss it. So yeah, between Subversion, Exit Vector, Well of the Worlds, and BattleTech, you guys have a lot to choose from or choose it all this March and April. So cool stuff. That'll be all my news. Danny?
Yeah, I am angry. I am exceedingly angry. I cannot understand why this is happening, why my computer just keeps hard resetting, and only on tonight. So it's got to be something that I do on stream nights that I don't do any other night. There's only like, there's not, I don't even know what that would be.
I understand your feelings, but please don't take out your rage on your players.
That's right. No beholders. And with that, let's get into this game because it is about that time. Welcome back. So before we get started, I am told due to computer issues, I'm not going to have Twitch up myself for the rest of this session. Maybe that will help. And so I am told that we have a subscriber with Mama Bird. Thank you so much. Love you. And you'll need to tell these fine folks where that benefit is going. That is a gold benefit. That's a nat
Yeah,
20 to
that's
somebody.
Nat 20.
You
Player of
can
your choice.
send or the DM.
Listen,
Don't
listen.
send it to me. I'm like too soft. I don't use them. I just accrue them. And then what's
You
gonna
also
happen is like,
you get a ton of them from Patreon every month that A, you don't use, and B, like it is vastly weighted to your benefit.
Why
yeah,
would
and
you remind him? But
what's
why?
gonna end up happening is that I'm gonna save them all because I'm too soft to use them until the very last fight of the whole campaign, and then like we're all just losing. It'll be sad. So give them to anybody else. And then the David Carroll, was that correct?
Yeah. Oh no. Well, the David
Oh, no.
Carroll, my
God
friend, the David Carroll,
damn it.
you can give a inspiration to the player of your choice. So if we roll badly and want to redo it, we can re-roll. So go ahead and type in the chat, Mama Bird and the Dave Carroll, who you want that to go to. And in the meantime, Whew. Well,
Please give the
Danny's
nat
gonna
20
be
to
real mad.
Danny's internet.
Yeah.
We're already in
Danny's
like a scary conference room with these people from this other uh, place that we have not been to before, and they're all wearing masks.
These are called cliffhangers.
yeah, he's
Mid
gonna be like, everybody roll and then freeze. And we're gonna be like, roll what? Is it initiative? Oh god, why?
He's like,
Everyone
"Because."
roll sleight of hand.
Forgive our cameras, forgive our tech today. My wonderful husband is running tech from home while I am away, and it's not his usual system. And when Danny drops off, Discord gets all cranky and messes up all of our cameras. So, hey, Drusilla, you got
Thank you. Thank you
you got
so
an
much.
inspiration. Yeah, and John, you
Yay.
got that nat 20
Woohoo! I will need
because
it because I'm squishy.
that lipstick is fire.
It is.
I mean,
Thank
it
you.
is though. It
This is
is.
just my natural lips. It's just a little bit of gloss. That's all it is.
Are you
TikTok told me about
cold?
permanent lipstick this weekend, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What is this?"
it's just like tattooing mascara. Like it's a real thing. Like you just
Oh, so you
it's
tattoo your
tattoos.
lips.
Yeah, essentially.
I don't know. They said it last week. I was very confused by the concept, to be honest.
Do
You
you
know
have
what's
to
not
like just pick one
confusing?
color then for the rest of your life?
No, it's only 2
Yeah.
years for your lips because apparently the skin like sheds
Ah,
faster.
Oh, okay.
I went down a rabbit hole. I checked.
So you can change the color every 2 years. Got it. That's totally
yeah.
Right, because that's how I choose my outfit
doable.
for the next 2 years.
You're going out this 2 years. You're not going out the next 2 years. Depends on your outfits.
Oh, I
You
mean,
know
what if you have the
something?
wrong color chosen? Like that's real dangerous.
What if you're like, I want this pink, and then they do a wrong pink and you're stuck with it?
Ooh.
Ugh.
You know
What
what
if
you
one
can
part doesn't
do
heal properly?
if you're feeling ephemeral and fleeting, you can always do a sign up for the streamathon because we have a lot of really cool different games happening. And much like lipstick, you can choose up to three that you want to participate in player signups. Let's see if
Yeah.
I can
And
pull
if you
up
can't
the
play and you want to
list.
watch, there's lots of prizes to be won.
Oh,
Really,
so many
really
Yeah.
cool
prizes.
prizes.
There are some good ones that you got this year for us, Elizabeth. I'm very excited. And yeah, John, why don't we hear about the
Yeah.
um yeah, why don't we hear about the different games that are going to be on the streamathon? Sorry, David, this is your first time tuning in and we're like tech issues abound.
So it's going to start with Avernus, and then Tesla is going to run something called Vetus City Guard. I don't have the. Where's the thingy?
Do you play the guards though, or do you play like the bad guys? Because I'm more interested in playing the bad guys.
You play the bad guys. Vetus City Guard is
Okay.
the guard is after you, if I remember correctly. It's a little bit of a Discworld feel. I'm sure I'm misrepresenting that for Teslin, but Teslin can hate me later about that. Teslin, who runs Paranormal Albany on Mondays. After Vetus City Guard, Jen Polly, who plays in Paranormal Albany on Mondays, is going to be running Tales of Zadia, Lost Oasis, and I'm sure I mispronounced Zadia.
No,
But
you
this
did
is
it right. And
another
that's the Dragon Prince RPG. So like
yes.
get in on that.
I actually asked if I could see on Monday how many people have like shoved in line to try to get into it because it sounds really exciting. I really loved kind of pairing those together because that is it feels very high fantasy and Zadia feels a little more stylized. So I'm very excited about those two together, and that's right after Avernus. So it's like in like this really cool block for your Saturday. And then after that, we have me doing destination investigations. It's a idea I have. It's like a ghost hunting supernatural stream. I'm a big fan of found footage, so it has kind of that feel to it. So if you love a ghost hunter type show, you're gonna love it. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then after that, we have Isabits doing Blades in the Dark. Isabits, how would you describe Blades in the Dark to a person who has never played that before?
It is a very I don't even know. It's a very, very kind of gritty setting. And you all play as criminals of some sort. And there are ghosts and vampires and specters. And it's a very like supernatural, like crime game where you
So
get to do like heists and stuff.
between Tom's game, your game, and Shadowrun, should we just call this Streamathon 2023 Villains Edition or like
I
Criminal
like
Edition?
it. I'm
I
not
like
mad about
villains
that at
better.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Shadowrun runners aren't really villains, I would say. Like they're actually doing good work.
Antagonist edition.
I
Maybe.
mean, it's
Anti-hero
just
edition.
anti-heroes.
The
Yeah.
I like
anti-hero
that. Let's
edition.
anti-hero is
You could play Taylor
perfect.
Yeah.
Swift. Oh my god, I love it
Ooh.
already.
Oh,
Own
jeez.
worst enemy. So here's the question: is that I know what happens after Blades in Dark in the overnight stream, but I don't know if we're announcing it yet. So, Master of Rem, I will leave it up to you if it's going to be mystery or if that's something that you want to talk
I don't.
about.
Not that I'm happy to talk about all of it.
Okay, so after Isbit's Blades in Dark, we head into the overnight hours, and we've actually asked a fabulous group of Australian RPers to come in, and they're going to be playing some Shadowrun, and you'll never guess who volunteered to run the Shadowrun.
Guys,
Um,
I'm really, really stupid.
yeah,
It's me. I
you
I was
definitely
like,
volunteered. I watched the conversation as they were deciding what they wanted to do,
I
and
literally was
Rem
like,
just popped up.
we're gonna bring in the Australians to do the overnight, so all of our team can actually get some sleep. And then we like John put me in the group chat with them to get it arranged, and they were like all handling it themselves. And I was like, or I could run Shadowrun for you because they're all voice acting for me for the Shadowrun books. So I'm like, and I just love Australian accents, so I was like,
Oh no.
so
But sleep.
everyone except me is gonna get rest.
I was gonna say that's so smart to actually like have Australians do it with the time zone. Like that would be perfect. And Sarah,
Yeah,
like, yeah, except
it
it'd also be cool to
would
play
have been
with them.
smart.
That was me last year.
But I'm looking forward to seeing it because it's really cool to see how other people approach shadow running. So, assuming I'm still wired from Blades in the Dark, I will stay up in order to listen in on the Australian accents. After that, at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, these are all Eastern Standard Times, by the way. Bex and Derica will be running Cthulhu Confidential, which is this really cool concept of basically a duet game where they play off of each other, and it's to show that a game doesn't need to have a group, and it can just be two people chilling and having a good time. I'm looking forward to that if I'm awake again. And then Mr. Vimes is going to be running something called Strange Old Worlds. It's a Star Trek RPG, which I've seen the graphics for, and I'm very excited about. So if you're a Trekkie at heart, if you're about a future where it's not about money, but it's about exploration and probably love, Strange Old Worlds, Star Trek. They're going exploring on a planet. Don't wear a red shirt, or maybe do, whatever your jam is. And then Sunday at 1:30, Jana T, who did Glitter Hearts last year, the kind of Sailor Moon-esque one I played in. This year, Jana T is doing Raccoon Sky Pirates, where you will play a raccoon trying to build a ship of some kind, space, sky, but you're a raccoon, so you're building a ship of some kind. Which sounds super cute. And Isabeth, I know what the giveaway is for that. Do you want to say what the giveaway is for Raccoon Sky Pirates?
I'm so excited about this giveaway. Janet T herself is making a plushy sky raccoon to give away. I haven't seen it yet because it's not done, but she's going to send me pictures, and I am so excited. It's going to be adorable.
So
I'm gonna set my alarm for like the last 30 minutes of every stream so I can hashtag RemPC and be entered to win and win all my own prizes for my channel.
Yeah.
I was gonna interrupt the description
We've all
to
told
propose
Nuka, right?
that the giveaway was an actual raccoon, but I didn't expect it to be true. It was supposed to be a joke.
No, it's a raccoon plushie. It's great because that's what
plushie,
part
it's
of what
great.
Janity does is like crocheted plushies, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, I have some of this stuff. It is gorgeous. I got it for
Same.
like my husband's birthday, my daughter's birthday. I have a bunch of it. It's adorable.
you need one for your kiddo like dinosaurs.
Oh, I think they have one. We're fans.
And then Sunday at 5 p.m. is going to be Jester, who you might recognize their voice from the Power Ranger podcast. They play Eddie Thatch. They are running a game called River of Nightmares, which promises to be very intriguing and very dark. And then after River of Nightmares, you're going to swim right into Like Clockwork and celebrate the third year of Rem Alternus in style with the Like Clockwork crew. I don't know what our prize is going to be, but much like every other stream, I believe we have a prize. Maybe.
What now? I'm
A
sorry.
real
Dot.
raccoon.
Yes,
Do we have a prize for Clockwork?
Yes. Our very own Sin is making a set of homemade dice for us to give away on Like Clockwork.
Oh,
Look at two. Jeez.
oh, it's so
So
good.
Alex, you and me will text
Cool.
each other
Ooh.
every
There we go.
last 30 minutes of every stream
Yeah.
so we can jump in. We wake up at like 5:30 a.m. text
Yeah, got it. Ding.
hashtag
Yeah.
RMPC.
Yeah, I feel like I could probably just leave it on all night, wake up, roll over, type it in, go back to sleep for a little while. Yeah,
Right?
I like this. Yeah.
John, when is the streamathon again?
The Streamathon is April 29th to April 30th. And that's closer to our official anniversary, right? Is that what it is? Because it's the third annual
Yeah,
one. So
it was April that we started. So we had our last one kind of mid-year because life got busy, but this time we're back on track with April being our anniversary of when we started streaming because it was COVID. It was COVID times that got us started really. Uh,
and
so
we are
yeah.
doing this year for the Streamathon, we're doing a thing where we have time set. So except for Australia and Avernus and Like Clockwork, there's 30 minutes between each one. So
Mhm.
you as an audience member can go up and get a snack and you're not going to miss something. And so our players
Nice.
and GMs can get snacks and like have a moment to transition to the next thing. Because the part of the thing at Rem Alternus is the idea of self-care is important to us. It's something we talk about as a philosophy, or at least I talk about as a philosophy. I might just be talking myself, who knows? But
We should get that bot for Twitch that reminds people to drink water.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I also need it in my life.
It was something I kind of fought for in the committee meetings, was like, we need to do a little better for breaks, and I thought it would be slightly more consistent. So I made sure, or I did make, everybody made sure together that we were able to give people more time. I don't know if we're going to have anything in between those interstitials. We might run the old insight checks, or maybe premiere new insight checks, because I know we have some in the bank. But don't stick to my word on that. But it's just,
We have
so it'll be
we have
consistent.
so much we could play. I think we have like on YouTube it's over 300 videos and each of those is, probably at least 2 hours.
Wow.
Videos.
we could even do
Yeah.
we could even, John, if we wanted to, and totally up to you because I'm not managing this. But we could even do a blast of the past 3 years with Rem and do like little snippets of like D&D 1, D&D 2, D&D 3,
Love it.
Legend of the Five Rings, Knight's Black Agent, like the things that we've done that we haven't touched in a while, just to be
Yeah.
like, hey, this is where we've been the past 3 years.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Maybe if you guys could like have a thing to say like, hey, if you want to go watch the rest of it, check it out on YouTube. I know that I have binged a bunch on YouTube because it's like really great to like listen to when I'm working and stuff. So like I feel like just like reminding people that that content exists would be fun.
Aw, Alex.
I like
You're
Yeah.
you're a
So
good
it's
fan.
Streamathon. Sign up if you have not. What are you waiting for? It's going to be a good time, and partially it's also people that usually play are GMing, so get to see some more different styles. You get to see a lot of it is like both past and future, so it's really cool to see how people handle that sort of thing. So
464 videos currently on our YouTube.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
it's amazing, including
that's
Power
a-
Ranger interviews from my podcast. So
That's a chonker amount of
but it's well
content.
organized because there are different playlists too. So if you want to watch a particular thing, it's pretty
Yeah,
well
it's super
organized.
easy actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
As everyone can tell from their audio, Danny is back with his angry typing, which is actually probably angry right now. He's making a face that no one can see but us, and I want to go cry.
It's
Oh, it came back on
fine.
just in time.
Good.
Everything is
Oh,
fine.
good. Perfect. So, hi, Danny. We missed
You
you.
You okay, bud?
And you're muted
Muted.
for me,
hear you.
so you're also muted, which is
There's no reason this should be happening. There's just none.
Mhm.
No reason. No reason. Anyway, there's probably like some like renegade DCOM X10 spooler system tray run amok .syscom in the background that's like having an error for some reason and freaking out, and it'll be impossible to find. So one
So
of
I
these
take it we're
days.
not going to restart Fantasy Grounds just to be on the safe side, right?
Um, if
Already
it's
in.
It's up
if
right
it's
now.
fantasy grounds, but if it's fantasy grounds, it would be a memory issue, and I'm only at like 50% memory with everything running right now that's running. I even closed all like the little teeny tiny things that are like running in the background that like that freed up like 1% of memory. Fucking technology, man.
Fair.
Anyway, so if it fails again, also just everyone out there, HP Omen, do not buy.
I mean, that's an important
This
PSA.
episode of Like Clockwork is brought to you by HP.
I have to ask, you bought a computer called Omen? And that wasn't troubling to you? Have you
Good
seen the
Omen.
Omen?
There could be good omens. There's an issue that of course you don't know what to look for if you don't know what to look for, right? So I got my computer, I looked it up and like, oh, it's good, like people like it, okay, great. And then I got it, and then this thing started happening where it wouldn't wake up from sleep. So the computer would fall asleep like computers do. And then what you do is you come up, you touch your mouse, right? You push a button on your keyboard and everything wakes up. And maybe it takes a second or two, but everything wakes up. So it wasn't waking up. Okay. Well, I'm stuck now. The only thing I can do is like a hard reset. And so you push the power button down and hold it down so it turns off your computer, right? No, it wouldn't turn off the computer. I would have to unplug the entire thing and plug it back in to get it started. This is a known issue for the HP Omen. Now that I know about that, I searched it and it's all over the place. All over the place. So that's issue number one. And now issue number two is this weird restart thing, which I'm seeing less than the other one, but I'm seeing this has this problem. And yeah, bad computer, sad Dan. But we're here to play Dungeons and Dragons and not fetch about my
At least
computer
for the next 8
issues.
minutes before Danny freezes again.
Yes. So, all right. Real quick, where did those bennies go? Did we decide?
Yes, there's a nat 20 to John, and there is an inspiration to Isabitz.
Thank you, America.
Thank you again.
John,
And,
we have
and
talked about America
Universe.
only attitude.
Universe.
remind me it was David Cross?
David Carroll.
David
Even
Carroll.
though David Krause, he is like a brother to me. It's very
Yeah, I did say Cross.
hey, you
Like,
could be
it sounds like
mispronouncing.
Kraus. Yeah, I could be mispronouncing Kraus. Okay, so we got those there. There they are. I've got them into the benefit thing. The players can open this up at any time and see what they've got available. Shaylune's got a lot of nat 20s available. She's
I do?
using up all her. You do. You have 4.
Who's giving me stuff?
I can never remember where
it's,
it is.
It's been a minute. Notes. Right under where you pick your characters, there's notes. And in your notes is your bennies. That's where we put them. I guess we could put them in each character's like individual inventory, like they're an inventory item.
No, I just figured out where to find them. Don't switch it on me, Danny.
I was just getting ready to say that same thing.
That's funny.
All right.
Oh, hey, and there's books.
we are in the fourth floor of the Heavenly Sequence building in Castanede. Heavenly Sequence is a Danang corporation, so that's another country. It's like a Samsung headquarters in San Jose, right? Um, and everyone is seated in a semicircle around a desk. At that desk is sitting the supposed CEO, or SunStar, as they call them in Danang, of the company, who is fully clothed in this like blue flowing robes with a blue wig on his head or their head, and a like a porcelain mask. The porcelain mask is full and completely covers, and the eyes have like a little black mesh over so that you could kind of see maybe a little reflection of light, so you know their eyes are there, but you can't really see like their eye color or anything like that. This is an affectation of the Zhan ethnicity of humans out of Danang. Um, and they are the ruling class. So, when we were unceremoniously dumped last time, uh, Shaelune was asking some very important questions about why Heavenly Sequence would be involved in the hijacking and theft of corporate materials, which turned out to be Rogelio at the end of the day. And it became somewhat uncomfortable in the room. That said, it was the CEO who actually admitted their part in the action and is attempting to, in some way, make amends, perhaps, or perhaps there's something more afoot. And so Shaylun had last asked, why? What was your last question? Do we remember?
Gosh. I did I get I can't remember if I got an answer on and what do you plan to do with this technology that you are so keen on owning you'd be willing to steal it?
Right. And so, um, the Sunstar looks and nods. In these corporate worlds, the advancements that each company makes are key to the uh, profitability and continued existence of these companies. And all research takes time and money. And if we can cut time and money on research, then that increases profitability. That said, this is no excuse, again, for the actions that were taken, which should not have been and would not have been allowed had there been proper time for communication. Again, I will not, I will bear the weight of the responsibility for the actions of my subordinates, which is why it is I speaking to you directly and offering this apology. It is an unfortunate matter and one that uh, has been cleared between uh, Starike and Heavenly Sequence. He nods to Nugatsa, who straight faced nods back. And for us, there's the matter of atoning with those who were affected by the incident outside of our two participating companies.
Um, Watching like Nugatsa nod and kind of accept that. Um, all right, so where do we go from here?
as I previously spoke, and as he's speaking, he's mostly speaking to Shaelune, but he does turn his attention, throughout this time to the other members of the party as he's speaking. Um, and he says, I would like first to, as I initially stated, offer a token of the sincerity of this apology, one that has great to lend weight, more than just words, empty words spoken. Uh, a gift, as I said, a singular gift directed, as I understand you are uh, quite quite the wizard, and it would be most beneficial in your hands. Though there may be some other offerings I can bestow upon the group of you, as all of you were affected by this occurrence, by this rash attack.
I kind of look at Nugatsa again. Like, is it trying to get a feel for like, is it rude to deny a gift from this class of the Denang? Is it like it's not like I'm gonna be like, ooh, Christmas, like trying to take his lead, kind of.
He, it is definitely to your preference, Miss Shaelune. You are under no obligation to accept an apology, uh, no obligation to proffer forgiveness. Um, it is, if you choose not to, then it is in their culture, if I understand properly, just it becomes his shame to bear. And he looks to the SunStar, who just kind of nods at that. That said, um, perhaps see what is available,
Um,
or speak to your friends in private. He turns and indicates that that might be possible to the SunStar, who says, "If you wish to discourse amongst your companions, I do understand, and I will leave you the privacy of the office if you wish. On my honor, there is no listening device or way to view you currently in place."
kind of sigh and soften a little bit and yes, please.
He slowly stands and slowly walks just towards the door that you all entered the office from. Um, as he opens the door, you can hear on the other side kind of general rabble of people talking that were out there, and then just kind of a hush as he steps out and people realize he has come out, and then he closes the door behind him, leaving you all in there in the office alone. Um, well, that went well, I think.
You have that bubble of silence you can do on us?
I do, I think now, right? Let me go check. I have so many new spells I've bought.
Because, like,
believe
I trust him, but, don't want to.
Trust, but also don't trust. Um,
I don't think I've taken silence yet.
yeah, and silence is, it makes it so that you can't hear anything inside.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not the same thing.
So,
Okay, like, I
um,
think we just gotta do this then. Like, guys, like, there's no like, if we don't like the gift, if we think the gift is bug, we can, like, dump it, but, like, I I don't I don't want that guy mad at us, following us, whatever. He wants to give us an apology gift. I say we take it and throw it out later.
I kind of agree. I don't think we need more enemies.
And I
I
mean,
think we
what did
should
he
be
do?
wary.
Fight us? Whatever. No big.
You're usually skeptical when we meet new people, except that I eyeball Drusilla with some exceptions. Um, do you have
I
a vote?
Pandabon lets out a breath and goes, "I just can't believe we haven't been stabbed yet." But I mean, I carried around a gross finger for like however many weeks I carried that around, so like it's gonna at least be as good as that, right?
Okay, I'm not saying we have to keep it. We could definitely dump the thing. I just think, like, we leave here without his quote unquote shame on him or something if we just
Yeah.
take the gift. And, like, I'm
Yeah,
not very diplomatic, but seems
Well,
like.
and we've been trying to find resources to help us. I don't think that we. Oh no, not Danny.
Oh,
Um,
Okay,
I
so
don't think. Oh, go
one
ahead.
what we'll do is we'll finish this encounter, this thing without throwing up fantasy grounds. And if we can get through all of that, then I think we'll cut it after this. And I'm gonna have to really dig into this.
Well, I think we don't need. Yes, we don't need an enemy, and we have been searching for more resources to help us in our fight. I don't think we need to reveal what our fight is to him, unless, I mean, there's always the chance he already knows. But um, I think that any help that he's willing to give, be it gifts or a favor or something, might be beneficial to us in our upcoming task.
He would be a very powerful ally to have if that were ever to be an issue. Um,
well, I look at Panabon, Rogelio, Drew, and our companions, including Flint, who doesn't know what's going on, but, like, they're there.
do
Black,
you,
what do you think?
do you
Yeah, I
think they know
mean,
about Nipaway?
Maybe.
What about Nipaway?
Just like generally speaking, right?
I
Huh.
mean, part of their history, from what I understand, is that Nipaway was part of the history, but
Yeah, but
is new to
now it
come
is
back.
not was. I wonder if they know
Yes,
that.
but I don't know how far that's spanned.
so the idea of gods existing at all has, as far as you know, been one that nobody believes or nobody knew. Like records would have been removed of like specific names or who or how. Like maybe like some idea that like in the times before the cataclysm there were greater powers, but what that exactly was, has a lot of that has been lost to time.
But I don't know that that's a conversation we need to get in with him yet. Let's make sure that the relationship is one we can trust in the future. But for today, I think we have a game plan.
I just think I know I'm new, but I think this is a really strange timing that all of a sudden he's here wanting to offer an olive branch. And I understand that he might be a powerful ally in the future, but he could also be an enemy now. So I think whatever we do, we need to be careful.
Is Nagatsu with us still in the
Yes.
bubble, or
Yeah.
did he?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I had a question for him. Um, since he originally wanted this technology or information, did he ever get that, or is there anything in place to stop him from trying again later, and maybe a more legal means or illegal means, if possible?
So the agreement that Starike and Heavenly Sequence have come upon is an exchange of information, which will ultimately grant uh, Heavenly Sequence the information they were seeking. Particularly, what they were looking for was the method to which uh, we had determined in Gialaluti how to bring the magic stored in the Nazores stone and use that to power devices. Um, as you noted on your way up, their ability to create mechanical prosthesis or automatons is as advanced as ours.
Any other thoughts or questions before we bring him back? Them back?
Did they
I
have a
just hope it's
specific
not
gift?
the other glove.
What, Rahalia?
Did they mention a specific gift they were going to give us, or did we have freedom
No,
to ask?
we
I think
definitely
Danny
cut them
first
off.
again.
I feel like it's something like where he's about to give us to open is the feeling I got.
Okay, I was going to say, because if we can suggest something, then maybe something to help us stay away from these dangerous encounters. But if he just has a box and he goes, you can take what's inside or you can leave it, that's a different story.
Well, I
Didn't
I
think
do
you?
that
love good mystery.
Yeah,
Sorry.
mystery box logic.
so we're gonna take it and then decide whether or not we keep it privately, right?
Yeah.
I also think we need to be
Yeah.
careful when we take it, though, because didn't you find some sort of a listening device in the train car? So I think that whatever it
Right.
is, we need to really look at it and be careful what we say, just in
Until we
case.
dump it. Hmm. I agree.
Agree. We'll take a stab at searching it once we're out of this situation.
And we'll be careful with what we say around it until we determine anything.
Yeah, I think that's for the best. I don't know. Something about this feels weird, and I just don't think that we should trust this at all right now.
But take heart, we have not yet been stabbed.
Today.
Yet.
Yeah.
I kind of consider Drusilla a little bit at this moment because this is like the most like steadfast and stern about something that I've seen her. And I'm a little impressed by it. Like to Shay, it feels more like it's like the warnings are rubbing off, whether or not that's true. But
Or she knows
hi,
something we
Danny.
don't, but you know.
We decided our game plan, and we are ready um for
SunStar.
SunStar to come back.
Okay. It's not fantasy grounds.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Ruled that one out. I'm very proud of you.
Um, that's weird.
So do we have Nagato go to the door and call SunStar back in? That feels so awkward. I don't know how to do this, but that's what I'm going to
Oh,
suggest to do.
SunStar. No.
Right? That's so weird. There's got to be a more diplomatic way. Let's let Nagato do it because we're not diplomatic people.
We really do
One
need a
second.
face in our group with Shadow and Parlance.
Hey, I have a high charisma. I'm just real dumb.
You're not dumb. You have a special set of skills that you're amazing at.
Thank
I-
you.
Drew is very friendly.
I'll go get the door.
No, don't
I'm built for high
Yeah,
class.
the second you get the door, they're gonna grab you one of those metal arm things
Yeah,
again, just like on the
exactly.
train.
You're the one they want.
Yeah.
I actually
not in a
have
good way.
taken to like
That's why I sat next to him.
standing. I actually am taking to standing like right next to you in your shadow in case something happened that's like vortex themed. So then I'm at least with a member of the group. Because in my mind, everything's just about to go to pot. I'm just waiting for it to. I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
I'm glad we have Rohelia
I just-
escape plans.
My
that I'm not even aware of.
my brain just went into a weird fantasy version of Grease where they're like, "You're the one that I want. You're the one that I want. Ooh, ooh, honey."
That's the somatic spell component.
I'm imagining
Love it.
poisonings, a vortex.
Poisonous.
That's such a great parent of you, though, watching out for Rogelio like that, Panabon. It's really sweet.
I do
Meanwhile, I
like
definitely be like, "Oh, I'll get the door," and you guys are like, "No."
No.
No. I get like a spray
At this
bottle.
point,
No.
just to move things along here. So Lex actually goes to get the door.
Oh,
Lex
gotcha.
offers to open the door, and does so and steps out to let them know that you're ready for the SunStar to re-enter. And shortly after he does, and he closes the door behind him. Um, Anyone paying attention notices that Lex does not return.
Oh.
Has chosen to stay outside for reasons that have nothing to do with Sin not being here right now, I'm sure. And yeah, um, I am told that you have reached a decision, and he steps behind his desk.
Yes, we discussed it and we very much appreciate the apology and of course are happy to put this unfortunate incident behind us and move forward from this as peaceful friends.
Mm, excellent. I am grateful to hear it. Uh, and with that, he sits down and turns and opens one of the drawers of his desk, and he pulls out uh, a small box and he sets it down on the table in front of it. It's a wooden box, like a dark red wood, very finely made box with brightly shined brass or gold hinges. As he opens it, he pauses a moment looking in, and then he looks at you. Uh, it is perhaps a bit ostentatious, and then he finishes opening the box and he turns it around, and in it, set on a small cushion, is a tiara. Um, it is a some sort of white metal, so it's white gold or silver or maybe platinum or something. There is a sort of a bluish green gemstone set in the front. It's very large. Um, this is, well, I'm sure you are aware that with the return of magic to the world in the past several years, that another discovery has been that of uh, artifacts that hold magic within them. You, and he points to Perunia, uh, appear to be carrying one such item, as well as you, and with that he indicates Panabon. Um, I would of course be very interested in hearing how those came to be in your possession, but I will
Very
not
normal
press.
means. Very,
Family
very
heirloom.
normal means.
Mhm.
That's how. Yep, normal.
Indeed, I do presume that they are uh, Pala Palacune in origin, both, um, but I may be wrong. In any case, this is something similar. It is when worn, uh, the bearer, the magic that you cast will be mm, strengthened
in power. Your aim more unerring, the ability of your foes to shake off the effects more difficult. In any case, he stands then and he picks up the box and he walks in front of you and proffers the box to Shaelune. I offer this to you.
Thank you, SunStar. Um, and she feels very awkward because this is very formal. Um, so she takes the box, but then she kind of uh, and reaches and kind of fumbles in her satchel, and she kind of rifles through some papers and yanks one out and says, "I know research is what interests and fascinates you. Um, so I don't know that it would be useful to you and your team, but it's what I have to offer." And I'm going to give him some of my early sketches of the leg enhancements that I wanted to do based on my um, study of Rogelio. Uh, and like things that I wanted them to be able to do and spring and run and stuff like that. So like the really advanced part of what I have now, which is not really advanced, but it's also an early draft of it. So if it gives you any ideas for your creations, this is a demonstration on my end of our devotion to a friendship.
He inclines his head and he takes the papers with one hand. Again, he does that thing where he like has his other hand like as if it's propping up the hand that he's using to take the papers. As he takes them, he looks them over. Um, hmm, more than just magical talent, then. Well,
Uh,
uh,
Sorry, Sarah was about to speak up and be like, I have many talents, but then I shut up.
and then he turns and he doesn't quite go behind his desk, but he says, "I do believe that there is yet to be another um, match in this battle of the Brawn, um, and I invite you all to watch with my other guests here in the observatory, if you wish."
Oh, most definitely. Thank you.
Would be lovely.
Okay.
He leads the way to the door and holds it open. As soon as he opens it, you see that one of his assistants comes, uh, not not the one you know, but grabs the door and holds it, and then he exits, and then you all are able to follow.
I will go through the door first. No
Drew
reason.
Drew is going to stop Shaelune before Shaelune can walk away and just kind of lean in and say, I, I know you probably already know this, but before anybody touches that, we need to make sure it's not cursed and it's not going to hurt anybody. Make sure there's no magical something on it that can hurt one of us.
Cast a message back at her and say 1000%.
I lean over to Drusilla and go, the last time we had one of these, it was attached to like a skeleton hand. So like we'll be good on that.
Now someone else lean over and whisper to Panabon, and we'll just make a whole train of this.
I'm already out the door, so.
I lean over to Panabon. When is my turn to wear the tiara?
First, you must learn the ways of Nipaway.
The grade around the top hat.
Drew would look amazing in a tiara, I just want to say.
So are we going out to see the match, or are you all gonna have like a discussion? And
I'm
right in
already
front of the
gone.
door?
This is a whisper
on.
on the
Oh.
road.
Come on,
Let's
get
enjoy
moving.
the. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, this is yeah.
I go to
So-
take up the best position so I can see the match, right probably by the glass windows.
Yeah, as you walk up, for you, some of the folks that are there, they kind of notice you and just kind of make a space for you. A couple like whisper amongst themselves. You do catch that they recognize you as the winner of the previous bout,
I mean,
and
I'm the
thus
only dragonborn in the thing, so I would, yeah.
yes, and thus scheduled to battle whoever wins this fight
Mhm.
in the next round. Um, and so they make room for you. For the rest of you, it's kind of that sort of jockey for position a little bit. There's not too many people there, so it's not hard to find a position to watch the fight from.
Is
And
Callus there? That's
she is.
Nigatsu's.
Yeah,
Okay.
Callus.
I'm going to give Callus a little like gesture, like when you have a moment. Um,
She nods at that. Um, and as you look down, you can kind of hear what's going on as you see the two combatants, Russell Duchesne from Edavund, the individual who is quite upset that Perunia was allowed in this match representing his nation. What what buffoonery. Um, and this woman, Vivian. And as she enters, she hands her overcoat um, to one of her assistants or you know uh, members of her
Cheers.
team, one of her many managers, a member of her team, and um, she's dressed in she's got a blouse with the vest and then like a corset, but the corset looks more for like just as part of the ensemble, not it's not like super like cinched up or anything. Um, and just straight leg pants. Um, she has she pulls her gloves off, so it's just her bare hands, and she takes her place in the ring. You can tell from the crowd movement that there's announcements of who she is and where she's from and what her accolades might be. And then Russell steps up as well. He is similarly dressed in sort of that military fashion with his and he takes off his hat and hands it to a member of his team. He kind of rolls up his sleeves on either side, and they take stances uh, in the fighting pit. You don't hear uh, the sound to start the fight, but you know when it happens because Russell immediately like charges. He rushes at Vivian, and it looks like his intent is to like just try to grab her in some sort of like bear hug and just like bully her down to the ground. Um, she allows this. She actually allows him to kind of get his shoulder kind of into her midriff, but then she just kind of like drops immediately to her knees with one elbow right kind of into the middle of his back. Um, Accepting, just like allowing him to take her at in this way, and then just like basically becoming a dead weight in his arms was not something he expected, and he immediately kind of just is driven to the ground. Um, the point goes immediately to Vivian. Um, in the second match, he approaches her a little more carefully. Uh, as he tries to just kind of throw a few jabs and punches her way, she mostly just sidesteps them, um, and then allows him to just kind of work himself up. And you can see she's just calm. She's watching him. She's just checking out like what he's doing, seeing how he's moving. You totally get the sense that she's just getting a measure of how this guy fights. And then suddenly, just as he's like throwing a right cross, she just steps in, grabs his arm, and just flings it right over his shoulder, and then puts her knee into his neck. Um, and that's the second point. Um, the third round is a joke. Russell is obviously embarrassed, and he's kind of lost his composure. And again, he just kind of rushes in with a swift flurry of attacks. trying to just overbear her, but she's having none of it, and she just kind of blocks several of his strikes before putting a palm right in his solar plexus. He just drops to his knees. Obviously, he is winded. She has just knocked the breath out of him, and she just kind of takes a few steps back. Um, you can tell that there's in the crowd there's cheering, a little bit light cheering. Up in your observatory, you can hear a couple of people clapping. Oh yeah, always very nice. Um, and all of a sudden, there is this loud kind of crack, immediately followed by a second crack, and everybody just kind of like pokes up and kind of turns their head, looking around. And then you notice that the glass of the observatory that you're looking out of, there is a it's basically splintering out from a central point where there's a hole, um, and then you hear someone yell out, "Grab the SunStar!" And you turn and you can see that the SunStar is kind of like hunched over, clutching his shoulder, as his guards, the ones that are robed, approach, and his assistant, and they all grab him and start trying to like get him out of the room.
Minya, go.
What just happened?
Oh, I hope he leads and
Where
lead the
is
way.
Minya going?
Fine. Like the trajectory of the glass to the dude, to the Sunstar. I look that direction and gesture. Go find who did this.
All right, so Minya materializes on the other side of the window outside, limbs out and gliding forward. And because of all the issues that we've been having, this is where we are going to stop for the evening. And I am going to scour the hell out of what's going on because it's not Fantasy Grounds. I'm trying to think of like what's different that I'm doing tonight from my other streams that I do, because I don't have this problem on other nights. I don't know what it is.
Thank you, Danny, for once again leaving us in suspense. And I hate it, but I love it.
It's gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine.
All right, so we'll be back next week, I think, with everyone.
Yes, we'll be back next week. If it takes me more than a week to figure this out, then I don't know. But yes, we'll be back together next week, like clockwork. Work computer.
All right, well, bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Good night, universe.